This is Kelly Ward. Mr. Norman wasn't able to join us tonight due to weather, but this is the second part of the Selling on eBay workshop. So let's get started. So about me, I'm a nurse. I work my nursing job. Now I work 3 days a week at my nursing job and do e-commerce. And the other time I can fit it in, that's what I like about e-commerce. So it's flexible. But I started selling online in 2014. I started with eBay, eventually added Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, and other sites. Like I just added Mercari this last week. I'm branching out, Q4. You get out there, sell more items. I've spoken at many e-commerce conferences and on different many e-commerce topics. I'm married. I have 4 children that are older. My oldest is 24 and my youngest is 16. So I've, worked a lot of, I started doing this so I can help pay for the kids' extracurricular activities, and eventually I'd like to use it to retire from my nursing. Norman, he is a retiree from General Motors. He is disabled and he does this for his grandchildren, and hopefully that they will be able to continue on with the business if they want to. Well, let's get on with it. We have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So review from last week. You can catch last week's session in the back area of the Sellers Academy once it's uploaded. So last week we talked about why eBay is still relevant, with Amazon and all the let goes and Mercari. Why is eBay still relevant? We talked over, it's still one of it's third behind eBay, it's third behind Amazon and Walmart in e-commerce. So it's still up there. We went over how to set up an account, how you don't have to, you can set it up and list the same time. You don't have to wait to be approved, kind of like with Amazon. You can get started right away. We went over the fee structure, because if you don't understand the fees, then you don't know how to price your items so that you do still make a profit, and how to make a good listing. We went through making a listing live. I showed how to make a listing, you need to use the titling correctly, and using good pictures is important to making your listings so that they catch your audience. So next slide. So today we're going to go over, we'll understand the tools on eBay to help potentially increase your sales. They have all sorts of things you can use to increase your sales. There's the best offer, where you can accept offers. You can also send offers to people who like your listing. You can offer sales if you have a store subscription, and promoted listings so that you pay a little bit extra to get your items in front of your customers' eyes. So we're going to go over those tools. We're also understand the tool that eBay offers to help with inventory research and sourcing, because you want to make sure that the items that you are sourcing are selling. You may think, you might have heard from so-and-so that Beanie Babies are selling for $5,000 a pop, but then you find out they really aren't. So, you have to, there's all these good tools that eBay offers in their back office to help you with research. And then we're going to go over the different store levels, and their seller rating levels. And there's also, recently they've started doing managed payments where we're not going to go through PayPal anymore. So there's a little difference in everything with the managed payments. So let's get started. So first we're going to go over the tools to increase your sales on eBay, because there's lots of sellers on eBay and you want to use whatever you can to get your items sold. So like I said, there's best offer. I know lots of sellers don't like to do best offer. I do best offer. I make lots of sales off of best offer. That's where you can have your customer say you had something listed for $25 and your customer order, offers you $22. That's a little bit of a difference, but if you price your items so that you can have that room to play, I'd take it. I don't, I've done that where they sent, maybe they want to pay a little bit less, so it covers that shipping. I personally charge shipping so that I have more room to play with the price of my item if the person makes an offer. And you can also, when you're listing, you can also say to automatically decline offers under a certain amount so that you're not constantly getting a bunch of lowball offers. If you got something listed for $80 and they keep on sending you $10 offers, that can be frustrating. So you can say, well, it's an $80 item and the lowest I'll go is $50. And you can put that in your listing in the area where it says best offer, and you can say automatically decline anything under $49.99. And you can also say, say you like, okay, I'll go ahead automatically accept anything over $70 for that item. So with best offer, that's a great way to, your customer feels like they're getting a deal and you're making the sale. Promoted listings, another thing that you can do when you're listing is at the end of your listing, they ask you, do you want to promote this? And there's like, they'll be like saying, most people promote at 5 to 10%. I just do 1 to 2% just to get that extra promoted over anyone who doesn't promote at all. There's just some sellers who I'm not going to promote at all. I pay eBay enough money as it is. So you can get ahead of those people by just doing 1 or 2%, it ends up being maybe, depending how much the item is, it could be like 5 cents more. So that's promoted listing. That's kind of like a little ad for your item, your sponsored item. Running sales. And if you have a store, you have the ability to run a sale. You just go to the managed store, manage your store, and you can set your sale and say you want to do a weekend sale, and you can plan it. You can go on Wednesday and schedule your sale ahead of the time, so you don't have to worry about trying to put that sale together right there on Friday morning. You can have it start while you're still asleep and be making sales off of the sale while you're sleeping. So that's another way. Another way is to send offers to people who like your items. You'll have people who like your items. So, you'll have, like watchers, the people who watch your items. And what you do is Amazon has a little area where you can go and send offers on items that have a bunch of watchers on it, and they'll send it to them, and it's good for like 24 hours, and people will like, hey, I get a special deal off of this. Another thing is sharing on social media. On your listings, let me go back. On your listings, you can share to social media, like you could share that to Twitter, to Facebook. If you make a Facebook page for your business. Then anytime you list something new, you can just share that listing onto your business page, and people who like your business page will see your new items. And Pinterest. Pinterest is an awesome free way to drive traffic to your your uh, your site. Let me see. So we go to eBay. Oh, and say it's going to look for this vase, and right here, this is where you can share your items. So if I wanted to share this vase to Pinterest, do like that. And this is my personal Pinterest. I already have it set up. I have categories set up so I can set, say this could be great for a dorm room, and I just pin it, and boom, it's saved. I just saved that person. I don't know who it is, but that's just a great way to get your listings out there. I do that with, and I do that with Poshmark. I do that with Etsy. And you can have a lot of people. I have one pin that has over 2K people have looked at it. So now we'll go back to, let's see where I was. That's for later. So that's a good way to get some more traffic to your items, is doing and get more sales, is doing offers, running sales, sharing your items. You can even on Instagram. A lot of people will take the pictures they took of their items, put them on Instagram, and then you have a link to your eBay store in your Instagram bio, and you can have people, say, just listed in my eBay store, linking, to my eBay stores in the bio, and people will, if they want, and you're able to use hashtags and keywords to target certain audiences. So now we're going to go on to the research tools that eBay has. So why do you need to research? Sometimes you find something's rare or unusual. Maybe it's a really vintage item, an old item, or something that's, you don't see very often. Sometimes you're expanding into a new niche. Maybe you're learning about sports cards, and you really don't know much about sports cards, but you know that it's a big seller right now. So you're able to expand and learn more about, sports cards if you do some research about it. And also understand the changing market in a niche. So I sell clothes. Well, what was clothes selling in 2014 when I started on eBay is not what is selling now. A lot of that stuff is out of fashion. You know, Tommy Hilfiger and Tommy Bahama was really big back then. It's not selling for as much anymore. There's new uh, there's new tags that people want. There's new clothes that people, new name brands that people want. So you have to keep up with the changing trends in the market. So keeping up with the research is a good way to see what's going on. So one of the tools that eBay offers is Terapeak. Now, Terapeak is only available for if you have a store, if you have the basic store and up. We're going to go over the store levels in a few minutes. But if you have a basic store and up, you get a free subscription to Terapeak. It used to be a whole separate website that you had to pay a subscription to. eBay bought it, and now it's added it to the back office for sellers to use. I will say Terapeak only goes back 1 year, so you're able to search in the last year how things are. If you need to go back further, if it's something rare, a vintage antique, then you need to get, you can use a Worth Point, but that's a separate subscription site that you have to pay for. So we're gonna go to Terapeak. So Terapeak will let you know how much stuff is sold for. Like, say you're looking up Nike Air Jordan sneakers, size 10. So we're gonna research, and down here, this will show you what the solds are, and they get the average sold price here, sold price range, what the shipping is, how many people are charging free shipping, how many have sold, and how many total sellers there are. You can see it. And then you could go, that's the sold, then you go to active, you can see the active listings. You see what the average listing price is, average shipping price, how many are doing free shipping, and how many are doing promoted listings. That's why, like I said, promoted listings, they get to be above the others. So you can see how many people are watching them, if they're an auction, how many bids are on them. So this has a lot of great information that you can use for research. And then you can also show current trends. This is telling you the distribution of listed pricing, distribution of top categories, clothing. So this is really good for finding prices on items. So, and it goes back 365 days, but you can go back. Say you just want to look at the last 30 days, and then you can get new information of just the last 30 days. But like I said, Terapeak only goes back 1 year. All right. The next is the eBay sourcing guide. That can help you keep up with trends and learn what to source in new niches. So back to eBay. Right here it says sourcing guide under the research tab here. The sourcing guide. And so you want to look up women's jeans. So we got women's jeans. And this will tell you the seasonality when the sales volume is higher, when it's lower, like in July, everyone's wearing shorts, so jeans aren't selling as high. And it's going back up. It's back to school. It's going to go back up, and so you can see the seasonality of the women's jeans. And then down here you can see the best opportunities in jeans. You can see what are the top 10 brands that's selling on eBay. So if you're outsourcing, you can be able to look and say, I know these are the brands to look for. You can also look at the size that sells the best. A lot of it looks to be mostly the top. The top is usually the plus size. That's better. And here's size type. You got petite, plus, tall. The regular size is number 4, and junior size is number 5. So that tells you want, when you're outsourcing, I'm going to look for either petite, plus size, or tall jeans, and they're going to sell better and faster than buying the regular jeans. unless there's something really special about the regular jeans, if they got some kind of maybe embroidery or something. You can even see the top combinations, like this one's got the floral design, and that's probably what's going on right now. And you can even go down by brand. I know there's a brand called Mother's Jeans that is popular, at least Mother's Jeans. And then you can say what kind of style, but here's Mother's growth opportunity. And you can say you want skinny jeans, and boom, it tells you the average sale price. Say you want the size, maybe 30-inch. And that sale price is a little higher. Inseam, no 30, So you can really do some good research here if you want, even tells you here's price breakdown over here over what the item sold. 53% has been less than $20, and 46 is between 20 to 100. So that's a good way to do some research on a new niche or such. So we can go back and say you wanted to look up, I don't know, video games. Or video game consoles. You can see they're kind of, and then boom, right here at Christmas. And then they'll tell you the top opportunities. So just a great way to, especially the seasonality thing. If you're wondering when you should list stuff, this gives you great insight. And another thing is sourcing apps for eBay. Of course, you have the eBay app where you can search and see what stuff that people have listed for you and see what it's sold for. You can actually scan items. That has a scanner setting where you can scan or take pictures. I do this a lot I sell a lot of carnival glass, old glassware in China, and I've taken pictures, and it's searched by pictures, kind of like the Google Lens does. They're able to do that with eBay app. And of course, when you make a sale, it makes a nice ching sound that everyone loves to hear. On Android, there's an app called What's It Worth. There's a free version, or you could get the paid version. I have a couple screenshots from What's It Worth. You can look up, I looked up the Harry Potter complete book set. And buy it now is going for about $65. Auction about $50. So you'll be able to say, I'll probably just set it at $65, buy it now, and not worry about an auction. And you can look further into it and see price trends, the price distribution of buy it now versus auction, price by day of the week on auction. So there's lots of great information that you can really dig deep with the What's It Worth app. iPhone has an app called Completely. It's $3.99 one time. It's not a monthly thing. It's just one time, $4. I don't have that. I don't have an iPhone, so I couldn't show what it does. But it pretty much does the same thing. It'll tell you the average sale price. You can look into a sold thing, and it'll tell you how long something was listed for. Was it listed for 2 hours and it sold, or was it listed for 398 days before it sold? So you can make your decision on whether you want to sell the items you're looking at to buy or not. There are some really good these are some really good apps to have for doing research while you're sourcing, so that you're buying stuff that's going to sell and not sit. Okay. The next, we're going to go over the eBay stores. Don't rush to get a store. Only subscribe when you have the inventory to make it worthwhile. So there's a lot of benefits to being a store subscriber. You get free listings. You get an insertion free discount when you get past those free listings. You get the final value fee discount. Over with the basic store and up, you get a shipping supply coupon, which is nice. Get some free shipping supplies. And there's lots of other stuff. We're going to go over that in a minute. So eBay store levels, we have the starter store, the basic store, premium store, anchor store, and enterprise store. So go. Oh, here. So here are the different store levels. I don't know if the prices are, but so with the starter store, you get 250 free fixed prices / auction listings a month. But if you start out with your limits of you can only sell 10 items for $100, it doesn't change that. So you might not want to get a starter store until eBay lets you list more. And this lets you gives you a bunch of different information about what each level gives you. The basic store gives you 350 fixed price listings plus 250 auction listings. Premium, it's a big jump here. 1,000 fixed price listings and 500 auction listings. And another big jump to an anchor store, 10,000 fixed price listings and 1,000 auction listings. And then enterprise, that's for the big. That's a couple $1,000 right there for that one. That's $100,000 free fixed price. 100,000 free fixed price listings. My goodness, I'm getting tongue tied. And 2,500 auction listings. You also get a discount to higher up on any fixed price listings above the free listings. You also get the eBay branded shipping supply coupons. You don't get it with the starter store, you get it with the basic store. And basically every quarter, they send you a $25 coupon to use off of the eBay branded shipping supplies. You get like boxes, you could get bubble mailers, poly mailers, tissue paper that says eBay, you get thank you cards that say eBay. There's a bunch of shipping supplies to ship your stuff out that says eBay on it. The premium store gets a $50 coupon, and the anchor store gets a $150 coupon, with the enterprise store the same. Credit towards promoted listings, so you get a little extra boost to use those promoted listings. They give you a $25 per quarter, because with promoted listings, you don't get charged that that extra percentage unless the customer buys from the link that's promoted. If they buy it from another link that's not promoted, you don't get charged that promoted percentage. But with the Anchor store and the Enterprise store, you get both. You get a little credit for your business. The final value fees, most categories are between 4 to 9.15% instead of the regular 10% that is without a store and with the starter store. Now books and DVDs and movies are 12%. There's no discount. Besides records, 10% for starter store, and everything else 9.15%. If you sell shoes and the shoe is above $100, if the cost is $100 or more, can't be $99.99 plus shipping. Has to be $100 and more. Then there's no final value fees. So there's a store here. Here's the prices. So a starter store, you get just a little bit of discount and the free 250 listings is $4.95 a month with an annual subscription. That means every month you pay $5 for the starter store. The basic store is about $22 a month. You get the $25 gift, $25 shipping coupon. You get Terapeak, and you have 350 fixed listings and the 250 auction listings. And once when you go up, you have a higher annual monthly subscription. So like the premium is $60 a month. Anchor store is $300 a month. And the Enterprise, that's the 100,000 listings, that's $3,000 a month. So you have to be like Walmart size then. So, and if you have an Anchor store or the Enterprise store, then you have concierge. Where when you call, you have a dedicated support line. You get to call someone here in the United States. You're not calling to someone in India or Pakistan or wherever they're sourced out to. That's the store stuff. You can look more and go more in depth on your own if you want. But that just gives you an idea of what the different stores that are available for sellers. Oh, I didn't put it in the slide in here. I forgot, but you have different levels of being seller levels. You can be top rated. Let's look up seller levels because like there's a top rated seller program. Thank you from eBay for being a good seller. Someone who ships on time, someone who always loads up tracking, someone so here's to qualify as a top rated seller. You have to be active for at least 90 days, 100 or more transactions with at least $1,000 in sales in the last 12 months. A defect rate, which means is something arrives not as described or breaks, has to be a certain level. No cases closed without seller resolution, or two or fewer cases. A late shipment rate less than or equal to 3%. And your tracking upload within your stated handling time. So that's why it's important for you to say, well, I know I can't ship every day, but I can ship every other day. So maybe you need to put 2-day shipping on your stuff and not 1-day shipping, so that you are always uploading your tracking numbers within your stated time. If you're top rated plus, then you get a 10% discount on your final value fees. So top rated plus, you have to do everything for top rated plus, same or 1-day business handling, and a 30-day or longer free return period with a money back option. So with that, you get the top rated plus seal on your listings and the 10% discount on final value fees. Then there's, where you can be, if your seller performance is bad, they can charge you more on your final value fees if you're below standard. If you're standard, you're fine. They're not going to charge you anything extra. But if you're below standard, they will charge you extra on the final value fees until you get your seller level higher. And they redo the seller levels monthly. So if you had a bad month, just work harder and get that your level, get your numbers back to where they need to be, and you can get off of that being below standard. All right, next is managed payments. Managed payments, eBay and PayPal split ways, and now eBay's going to be like Amazon, where they pay you, and you don't have to go through a third-party seller. So you don't get your money automatically like with PayPal. You have to wait maybe a day, or if you want to do it weekly, you can set it up weekly. So we go up here. So this is the managed payments. It doesn't go to PayPal when you get paid. You have to have your own bank account. So it's important. It's really important to have your own bank account for your business anyway. That way it's easier for tax time for whoever's doing your taxes. If you're doing your taxes yourself, or if you have an accountant or CPA, it's easier to have it all separate, your business separate from your personal stuff, so that you don't have a big headache. So instead of with PayPal, anytime you make a sale with eBay right now and you're just using PayPal takes 2.9% plus 30 cents per listing. Well, we're not going to go through a third-party seller, a third-party program for the money. We're going to go through just eBay, and they're going to do away with that 2.9%, but there's going to be the final value fees here. So the fee will be calculated as a percentage of the total amount of sale plus a 30 cent per order. So there's still going to be the 30 cent per order, but it's going to be less than the 2.9% from PayPal. So here's for managed payments. It's going to be slightly less. The total fee amount will be slightly less than it was for with the eBay before with PayPal, because with eBay before managed payments, you'd be paying the 10% final value fees plus the 2.9% fee from PayPal and the 30 cents. Now you're just paying the 10% final value fee, the 30 cents, and it comes out to be slightly, makes your fee slightly less than it does than it was before. And so it's confusing. Oh, but there are plenty of ways to, and with a store, you get extra, it's a little bit more for the monthly renewal for managed payments. The starter store is $8, the basics $28, premium $75, and anchors $350. But the starter store remains the same. With the basic store, you get the 350 in all categories and 10,000 in the selected categories. And the selected categories are sports memorabilia, trading cards, collectibles, music, books, DVDs and movies, video games, stamps, crafts, and party supplies are the selected categories that you get the 10,000 additional zero inserts and listing fees. And you can see they have a lot for each store. So that's a brief going over of managed payments. He could be here talking all night about it. And right now I'm not in managed payments, so I can't go over what it looks like from the seller side because haven't experienced that yet. So in closing, we went over how you use the tools eBay provides to increase your sales with best offers, running a sale, offers to likers or offers to watchers, and sharing your items on social media, how to use the research tools in the back office with Terapeak, with the sourcing guide, and with some apps that are available. So you're sourcing items that are selling, and how to research other niches. And also, we went over the store levels, the seller levels, and managed payments. We glanced over that. So thank you for taking this workshop, and I hope that you're able to get started and start selling on eBay. I mean, it's a great way to, sell stuff on eBay and use that money to as a way to get started on other platforms like Amazon. If you need money for inventory on Amazon, start selling stuff on eBay right away, and then you can turn those profits to selling on Amazon eventually.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kelly. So for those who have not already either created their eBay account, go back and watch Workshop 1, or you need to get a refresher on how to create a listing, go back and watch Workshop 1. Kelly gave a lot of great information, and so I think this information is going to help you, especially as you get closer to Black Friday. We're going to suggest that you come back and watch some of the promotional stuff and some of the other things you need to do to make sure that your listings are optimized for Black Friday. So they will help you to get more eyeballs on your listing, more sales. There's just a lot of money to be made on eBay even if you're, if you decide that eBay is going to be your primary platform to sell, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money on eBay just using that as their primary platform for selling and for sourcing. So I hope this information was a blessing to you. I thank you, Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly is always amazing. And we thank you guys for coming to hang out with us and go over the eBay training. If you have any questions, definitely ask them in the group. If you haven't joined the Academy, you should consider joining. And we're going to say goodbye for now.
Nice.